Okay, question 1. Factorize and solve. So I've got a minus number there, so what I know I'm going to need is I'm going to need to have it with x, and 1's going to be plus, the other minus. That's the only way to get to minus 10. Then I'm thinking about minus 10 and factors of that, which are going to add to give minus 3. So that's going to give me minus 5 and plus 2. So then I would need to solve it. So x is equal to minus 2, because that makes this bracket equal to 0, and x is equal to 5, because that makes that bracket 0. Same thing here. I know I'm going to need one positive and one negative in order to make it the multiplication a negative number. 28, I'm thinking straight away about 7 times by 4, because that's the timetable that comes to mind with 28. Of course, you could think about 14 times 2 as well, but in this case I can see that 7 and 4 are going to work. I need plus 7 and minus 4, so I got x equals minus 7 to make that bracket equal to 0, and x equals 4. Completed square form. So this is something which you've just seen in your homeworks, the last couple of homeworks. So slowly you're going to be able to get your head around it. I'm going to take this number and I'm going to half it. So that's going to give me x minus 5 all squared. Now, if I expand out x minus 5 squared, what I've got is x minus 5 times by x minus 5. That gives me x squared minus 10x, because I've got minus 5x and another minus 5x, plus 25. So this part here is 5 too many from what I need to get to. So I need to just take away 5. And then that's my answer there. That's what makes it match that. Because at the moment, if I just have this part, I'm on x squared minus 10x plus 25. I need to take 5 away to make it match. This one, I'm just going to do x plus 1 squared. That would give me x squared plus 2x plus 1. But I need to have minus 2, so I need to take away 3. Question 5. That's the correct answer there. Question 5. Common denominator, we can put them both out of 6. So that's times by 2, 8x over 6. Take away, that's times by 3, 3x over 6 gives me 5x over 6, or 5/6 of x. This one I'm going to times by 3 to get a common denominator, so that's going to be 3x and 3x on the bottom. I'm not doing anything with this one, that stays the same, but this one I times by 3, so I'm going to times the top by 3. So 15 over 3x, take away 4 over 3x, is going to give me 11 over 3x. Right, expanding this out. Root 5 multiplied by each of these. So I've got 2 times by root 5 times by root 5. Well, if I have 2 times by root 5 times by root 5, that's just the same as 2 times by 5. So that will just come to 10. 2 times by 5, because root 5 times root 5 gives me 5. Times that by 2, I've got 10. And then I've got root 5 times by minus 3, so that's going to be minus 3 lots of root 5. 3 root 2 times by 4 is going to give me 12 lots of root 2. And then 3 root 2 times by minus root 2 is going to give me minus 3 root 2, so minus 6. Because the root 2 times by root 2 would just give me 2. So it's just minus 3 times 2, which is minus 6. Alright, gradient of a line, but it's not in the traditional y equals mx plus c format, so we need to just rearrange it so that it is. So I'm going to take away x from both sides. And then that's going to give me 2y equals minus x plus 3. So then I'm just going to divide both sides by 2. That gives me y equals minus a half x plus 1.5 or 3 over 2. So minus a half is my gradient, because that is then what the m part would be then. This one, again, I'm just going to take away x from both sides. So that gives me y equals minus x minus 4. It's minus 4 minus x is the same as minus x minus 4, but I've just put it into the mx plus c format. If it's minus x, it's like minus 1 times x, so my gradient here would be minus 1. Simplifying indices. I've got 5xy times by 2x squared y cubed. Firstly, multiply the coefficients. That's going to give me 10. So once I've multiplied the coefficients, I need to do the variables. So x times by x squared is x cubed. Y times by y cubed is y to the power 4. So this is 5x squared y4 to the power 3. So it's just 5x squared y4 times 5x squared y4 times 5x squared y4, which gives me 5 cubed, which is 125. X squared to the power 3 gives me x to the power 6. Y to the power 4 raised to the power 3 gives me y to the power 12. 196 is a product of primes. I'm going to turn the paper round so I've got a bit of space. Alright, so I got 196 and I'm going to do my factor tree. So I'll start off probably by just halving it, maybe, or dividing it by... Yeah, I'm going to start off with halving it, I think. So that's going to give me 98 and 2. 2's prime. Going to halve that again. Gives me 49 and 2. 2's prime. 7 times by 7. Those are both prime. So I've got 2 times 2, or 2 squared, times 7, or 7 squared. Again, I'm just going to turn this paper round, so I've got a bit of space for my working out of 204 as a product of primes. So I've got 204. I might halve it, why not? That's going to be 2 and 102. Going to halve that. So that's going to give me 51 and 2. Now, 51 is divisible. I can see it's divisible by 3 because the digits add up together to give 51. So if I divide by 3, I've got 17. So I've got 3 lots of 17. 17 is prime, so that's going to finish it. So 2 squared times 3 times 17. Price is reduced from 400 to 380. Calculate the percentage change. Change over original. That's going to give me it as a decimal, so just times by 100 to turn it into a percentage. So the change there is 20%. 20 pounds out of the original, which is 400, and that is going to give me 5%. Is it? 1 out of 20. Yeah, 5%. So it's 0.05 then times by 100, which gives me 5%. 600 to 720, so it's a 120 pound difference divided by the 600 originally. So this is going to be equal to 12 divided by 60, which is the same as 6 over 30, which is the same as 1/5, or 20%. Right, estimation. Question 17. Rounding to one significant figure. So I want 5. Take away 3. Divide by 0.04. So I've got 2 divided by 0.04, which is let's see, what I could do with that is just use equivalent fractions, multiply them both by 100, so that's going to be the same as 200 divided by 4, which is 50. Okay, do you see what I've done there? I've just times the top by 100 and the bottom by 100 to get that division there. Right, estimation here, rounding to one significant figure. It's to the nearest 10, so that's going to be square root of 100, plus to the nearest significant figure here would be to the nearest unit, so I've got 4 squared, so I've got 10 plus 16, which is going to be 26. Okay, expressed in standard form. We've got a lot of zeros. Let's just be really careful. How many do we have to go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2.0594 times 10 to the power 11. This one, 1, 2, 3 into the correct place, so 5.09 times 10 to the minus